There's a strong possibility that the Daytona Road Course could be taking over the Fontana weekend in 2021, and there possibly could have been a Toronto Street Course race in the near future, but it did not come through. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. We've got quite a few NASCAR stories to discuss here on the channel. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. The first story we're going to be talking about is Worldwide Technology Speedway, as Eric Jones posted an image on his Twitter and his Instagram as well, showing I'm really excited for the 2021 season. I think that's what the tweet said. I can't remember exactly. But if you look at the car, Worldwide Technology looks like they're still going to be sponsoring Eric Jones in 2021. A lot of people, including myself, thought that Worldwide Technology Speedway might be going with Bubba Wallace over to 23XI Racing, because the big reason why they went over to Rich Petty Motorsports in the first place is because of Bubba Wallace signing a major deal with a billion-dollar company. Worldwide Technology is also from the St. Louis area, so I got to support Worldwide Technology as well. It's really cool that Eric Jones is still going to have Worldwide Technology sponsor again. I don't know how many races they're probably going to have, but regardless, it's really great to see that one of the major sponsors that came over to Rich Petty Motorsports is still going to be remaining with that organization going into 2021 season, and Eric Jones won't have to find as much funding for the 2021 season. On to the next story. It was announced from the SRX today that Ernie Francis Jr. is going to be joining SRX in 2021. He becomes the 9th driver to join the SRX. Now, for those who don't know, Ernie Francis Jr. is only 22 years old. But get this, he is a 7-time Trans Am champion. He has also competed in NASCAR in the past. He competed in 2 races with the Rev Racing organization in 2018, scored a 2nd place finish in the New Jersey Motorsports Park, and finished 11th at Watkins Glen. He's only 22 years old, get that, and he's a 7-time champion. That is really awesome. The diversity with the field for the SRX is just really incredible, and I cannot wait for the last 3 drivers to get announced. Who are those last 3 drivers to get announced? Who really knows? But they've surprised us with some really interesting and really cool drivers. Some coming out of retirement, others at a younger age. And I cannot wait for the SRX to take place in 2021 with that diverse fields. On to the next story. We are going to be talking about Mario Gosling, as for the first time in 4 years, I think that means first time since 2016, Mario Gosling will be coming out of retirement, and he will be running the Daytona Xfinity Series race in 2021. Now, I am extremely excited to see Mario Gosling back behind the wheel. Mario Gosling, for those who know, has raced in the past. He's raced for quite some time, and he is the owner of this organization. It is really great to hear the news that Mario Gosling will be returning to the wheel in 2021 race at Daytona. Now, one of my predictions for him, I think he'll either wreck out because he'll wreck out on a big one, or end up winning the race, because you can honestly win some of these Xfinity Series races. And great to see he'll be returning to the season opener at Daytona in 2021, which is only true and confirmed rumor for the 2020 season, DGM tweeted. They tweeted that they had like 3 rumors, possibly Natalie Decker racing, but the only confirmed true rumor is that Mario Gosling will be racing at Daytona International Speedway in 2021. And now on to the next story. We are going to be talking about the Snowball Derby that took place this past weekend, as we're going to talk about the race a little bit and talk about some of the most key finishers of this race. Ty Majeski ended up winning this weekend's race at the Snowball Derby, his first win of the Snowball Derby ever. He came really close to winning, I think, in 2019, excuse me. But I think he ended up having issues. I think he had a failing tech or something like that. But he would end up giving the bump and run to Derek Thorne with around 30 laps to go in race time. Derek Thorne dominated the majority of the Snowball Derby, but his car kind of faded at the end of the day, and he ended up getting passed by Ty Majeski at the end of the race with 30 laps to go with a bump and run, and Ty Majeski held off a hard charges by Derek Thorne and Chase Elliott. Derek Thorne ended up finishing second. Chase Elliott, who actually had to qualify into the race at the last chance qualifier, he ended up winning his last chance qualifier event. He would end up transferring to the main and drove all the way from the back of the field up to 3rd place. Chandler Smith, by the way, had to racely start 52nd in the race. He advanced away from the last chance qualifier, finishing 4th in the last chance qualifier because he was disqualified. He was going to regardless have to race in the last chance qualifier anyways, because he qualified 37th for the main event regardless. Chandler Smith drove all the way from the back as well, ended up finishing 4th. Kyle Busch also competed in this event as well, and he ended up finishing in the race. He ended up finishing 7th. Kyle Busch was in the top 5 a lot of the day, but I think his car kind of faded at the end of the race. But regardless, ended up finishing 7th in the race. Grant Enfinger also ended up finishing the top 10, finishing 8th right behind Kyle Busch. So great run for Grant Enfinger as well. But huge congratulations to Ty Majeski on winning the Snowball Derby in 2020. The guy, unfortunately, was let go earlier this year from Nice Motorsports, I think, due to sponsorship problems. Maybe in the future, another organization in the Truck Series maybe could pick up Ty Majeski. Who really knows what's going to happen? But huge congratulations to Ty Majeski on winning the Snowball Derby in 2020. And now we're going to get on to the first of the two major stories of this episode. We're going to talk about Toronto. Now, according to a podcast that Jordan Bianchi and Jeff Gluck do called The Teardown, about 38 minutes into this podcast, they started talking about the possibility of there being a street course race at Toronto in 2021. It had been considered. Now, this is nothing new. There has been talks in the future about there being street course races, and they were talking about maybe having one of those in 2021. And I didn't think Toronto was brought up in the conversation. Apparently, it had been seriously considered. However, talks kind of went away for this event because of the pandemic. There was no racing for NASCAR in Canada as well, maybe except for the Penny Series, but there was no racing for the Truck Series at Canadian Tire. So that's one of the major reasons that kind of went through the window, though they are still going in 2021 for the Truck Series. They are still going back up to Canadian Tire in 2020. So it's great to see that Canadian Tire is going to be back there. But this brings up a lot of talk. Do I think that there will be street course races in the future in 2021, in the near future? There is a possibility that, like I said, they have been considering the possibility of there being street course races. They've talked about maybe in Los Angeles being a good area. You also have had talks maybe Soldiers Field having an event in the future as well. I mean, they just lost their big race at Chicagoland earlier this year. They're not going to be returning 2020. There's a very good possibility that that track is going to end up getting shut down. The fact that this is being seriously considered is really, really awesome. I really would like to see a street course race in the near future and see how the racing would be. You also can maybe run at the Nashville Street Course if they're going to be running for the IndyCar Series. If the IndyCar Series ends up succeeding, maybe there's a possibility of them going to Nashville. Who really knows? But I think Toronto would be a really good area to run a street course race as well. The IndyCar Series has ran at that track for quite some time, and the racing overall for many years at that track has generally been really good. I think the racing for IndyCar is really, really prowess, especially on the street courses. I think the racing is really good. So the possibility of Toronto maybe getting a street course race or even it being considered for 2021, this really wasn't brought up by anybody except these guys, but man, the fact that it only got taken down because of the pandemic is crazy. I know NASCAR wanted to go all in with the schedule change, and they really did in 2021. But the fact that there was a possibility of a street course race happening in 2021 is crazy. But it was 2020, so anything was really possible that could have been announced in 2021. But man, crazy to think that there could have been a race at Toronto this year. That is mind-blowing. And now we're getting on to the final major story of this episode. Now, this is not confirmed currently at the moment, but there is a major rumor that has been going around since this past Saturday during the Snowball Derby weekend as well. On NASCAR Reddit, there was a post from AutoRacingA1.com that came out about there being rumors started that NASCAR might be moving the Fontana weekend to the Daytona Road Course weekend, which would take place on February 28th to the March 1st weekend. And the major reason is because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, if you're in the motorsports circle and you don't know really what's going on currently at the moment, there is another race that is happening currently in California, and this is where the rumor started. Adam Stern tweeted out recently that there is a possibility that the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach might not be happening in 2021. And David Land actually brought up on YouTube recently that he has sources that have told him that, according to sources that have told him, there might not even be any races at California at all in 2021. This includes the Fontana weekend. This includes the Sonoma weekend. This includes also the Laguna Seca race as well. So there is a very big possibility, and it's because of the COVID-19 pandemic. And another reason this also has been brought up is the San Francisco 49ers currently cannot play currently in California because Gavin Newsom doesn't really care for sports. I don't know if that's true or not, but there is a possibility that there may not be a motorsports fan. This also includes the Pomona Nationals for the NHRA. And of course, the race might be replaced by the Daytona Road Course. I truly do feel bad for the fans in Fontana because, they're supposed to be losing their 2-mile track and it's supposed to be converted to a half-mile track in 2022. And I think a lot of fans would like to see a send-off for the race before they convert it to a half-mile track. The fact and possibility that it's not going to happen now is a great, great shame. And unfortunately, like I said, I feel for the fans in Fontana, especially in California as well, especially with all these races may not be happening. But again, there is a vaccine that may be coming out, so maybe Sonoma might not get affected. I really don't know. but we'll have to see what happens. But the race that might be replacing it is the Daytona road course. I have issues with this from a personal side of things. And here's my issues with this currently. There are already going to be 6 road course races on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule next year. There's going to be a race, and not counting the Clash, there's also going to be another race at Daytona road course for the Clash. You're going to have a race at COTA, the Indianapolis road course. You're going to see a race at Watkins Glen, the Charlotte Roval. You're going to see events at Sonoma, possibly, unless that gets ended up getting canceled. And you're also going to see events, what's the other track? I can't remember the other track, but there's going to be Road America as well. There's going to be 6 road course races on the Cup schedule. And I personally think we have enough road course races. We don't need another road course race. But one of the big reasons that this is being considered is, of course, the Daytona area is currently wide open at the moment. And even though there is a possibility, though, that fans are going to move in, there's already confirmation that a Daytona 500 will have limited capacity. That's not the government deciding that. That is basically the NASCAR deciding that they're going to be limited capacity for the event in 2021 for Daytona 500. And I expect for many of the early portions of the season that there's going to be limited fans, even in areas like Florida where they're completely wide open. If they can have full capacity if they want to, you're still going to have limits. It does make sense of this being happening, but again, I would rather see a race at a different area, maybe like Bristol. Again, I really don't know, but the fact that we're possibly going to see 7 road course races, even for me, is a little bit extreme in my honest opinion. I really would rather have, maybe like less road course races, only have 60, and go somewhere else. I really don't know what you do here. Again, this is not 100% confirmed, but this is a very big possibility and a strong possibility that we could see this being limited in 2021. Again, sources are saying it's probably going to be announced in the future. We really don't know when that is going to get announced. But man, I don't want to see another road course race. There's so many road course races on the schedule to begin with, and the fact that there might be a 7th one on the schedule is mind-blowing. I mean, NASCAR said they wanted to go wild out in the schedule. This is going to be really, really wild. It's going to be really diverse. It's going to be way different. I know a lot of fans have been asking for a lot of short tracks as well, and at least they're going to be converting Auto Club to a short track. But again, I do feel bad for those fans in California as well. That being said, though, I mean, like I said, another road course race, it's going to be wild. I expect it to be confirmed in the future. It's not confirmed 100%, but sources are saying it's probably going to be confirmed in the near future. So, anyway, that is going to be it for today's NASCAR news video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, notification on so beautiful you can be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Links description below for that, and comment your thoughts on today's video. Do you think that they should have another road course race, and do you think they should possibly move it to Daytona road course in 2021? Let me know in the comments below. And what are your thoughts if them maybe had considered a street course race? Do you guys want street course races in the future? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like so YouTube can recommend more of these great videos out to you guys. If you do that, I really appreciate it. The support has been really great the last couple weeks. We're getting very close to 500 subscribers on YouTube. And then, like I said, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you do like it so YouTube can recommend more great videos out to you guys. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video. And I will see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.